Look at this thing. Whoa. Wait, look. Oh my God. Isn't that the best thing ever? Oh shit. Who up fidgeting their burger? It broke apart. I just got this vlogging camera a couple weeks ago, and I haven't done anything with it yet because I didn't really know how. I don't even have anything for it. I got a little microphone set like these, the DJI ones, these that like go on here, right? But like I don't even have like lighting for it or a tripod or anything. It's resting right now on a stool and on top of a copy of like one of the little black classics. It's resting on top of Rilke's Letters to a Young Poet. But it felt very necessary to get this camera because I've just got a lot of problems right now, I guess, in my life that are stressing me out a lot. And for whatever reason, I decided that getting a vlogging camera would be the best solution to all of those. And by the way, it came with a sticker on it. Isn't that like, it's like the best thing in the world. So yeah, this is a weird time in my life where I'm finishing my post-grad right now, and I have to sort of go out into the world, get a job, do cool things. But I'm very lost about what to do with my life, with my time. And I've also just got a lot of issues right now that are kind of taking over everything. Mainly this thing. Fucking hate this thing. I'm really, really severely addicted to my phone, and I can very tangibly start to see it ruining my life. I'm spending so much time on it, wasting so much time. I haven't been productive in ages because of it, and I think it's also starting to affect my creativity and everything. And I figured I never shut the fuck up. I love talking. I talk all the time. And whenever I get to actually talk, like when I'm with a person, when I'm hanging out with someone, or when I'm doing an activity, something engaging, something that I can participate in actively, I don't look at my phone ever. I put it down completely and I forget about it entirely. And I thought, why not allow myself an activity at home where I can do just that? So that's why I got this. Well, that's one of the reasons why I got this. I think another reason I definitely wanted to try out just, I don't know if this is vlogging or what it is, because I don't even know what kind of content I'm planning on making, but another thing that I definitely wanted to address is the fact that I have really bad body image issues. I hate looking at myself in the mirror or in pictures, especially pictures that other people take of me. I'm quite happy with selfies, which is interesting. I think I just got used to kind of growing up, not taking selfies, but like looking at Snapchat, looking at, if I ever did have pictures of myself, they were always selfies. I hardly ever let other people take photos of me. So it's like, I'm 22 now and I've hardly ever seen photos of myself. And whenever I do, they look really strange to me and I hate looking at them. I think I look awful. Even though people say that there isn't much difference between the selfies and the like portrait pictures, I understand that it's just like, it's flipped. Like right now in my viewfinder, I can see myself like how I'd see myself in the mirror or like in a selfie. I'm completely normal. But then as soon as I watch this back, it's gonna be flipped again. And I'm gonna hate it and I'm gonna cry. So, sorry, I'm just fixing my fidget burger. So I kind of figured maybe a way of getting used to seeing myself and sort of addressing the fact that I don't really know what I look like and I don't like what I look like would be by filming myself and forcing myself to look through these videos and edit them and get used to myself as an image, I guess, if that makes sense. So I'm addicted to my phone. I never shut up and I wanted an outlet for that. I wanted a way to channel it because I feel like I do talk a lot, but I can see how that starts to annoy people sometimes. I mean, I've got great friends and I love hanging out with them, and I'm also good at listening. I'm very capable of having a back and forth conversation, but I also do get very passionate and heated about things. Not heated, just kind of I really go on, I ramble a lot, and I think that that can start to really piss people off sometimes. I'm okay with that. I totally understand it. I know what it's like to be subjected to conversation when you're not in the mood. So I thought to myself, instead of just forcing it on other people, why not talk by myself? Because I do that anyway. When I'm at home, I talk to myself all the time about any kind of whatever I feel like thinking of. You know, when I'm in bed, when I'm in the shower, I rehearse conversations and arguments that I want to have in the future, or like I go back into my mind, my memory, and think about things I should have said ages ago, and I like repeat those conversations in my head the correct way. Not just in my head, out loud even. I even just come up with imaginary scenarios. I love doing that. What's it called? Maladaptive daydreaming. It's a really woke term. I don't know if it's really as damaging as everyone says it is. I'm not really familiar with the psychology behind it, I guess, but it doesn't seem like that bad of a problem to me. I love imagining, like, I mean, the classic talk show host situation, isn't that great? I've been on podcasts, recurring guest even. And yeah, I don't know. I have no idea if this will actually help at all. I feel like this issue of sort of rambling and trying to be quite natural about it maybe wasn't going to work out with the camera, because as I said earlier, I got this camera like 2 weeks ago, but I still hadn't done anything with it because, at least for this first thing, for this first like video thing idea, I kept trying to think of a script. I kept trying to write it out in my mind. I kept trying to be like, okay, I need some kind of structure so that it can be like an introductory thing. And I couldn't come up with anything. I couldn't figure out what I was trying to say, because I don't think my mind works that way naturally, as in a structured manner where I am following kind of a script. So I ended up not writing anything. I just kind of gave myself in my head a bullet point list of things that I wanted to cover. And I'm just going off the cuff with that. Maybe I should have written a script. I don't know. I have no idea what kind of thing people want to see. And to be honest, I'm not really doing this for people that want to see it. It was mainly because of this. Well, I'm explaining the reasons why in this video. So yeah, I didn't do anything with it for like 2 weeks, but it was only for this first idea where like I want there to be some kind of introductory video, I guess, explaining like what I want to do, why I got this camera, who I am, whatever. Maybe it'll be pointless. But yeah, I don't like scripting or structuring myself. I feel like I talk the most and I'm the most engaged and the most interesting when I'm just rambling about all these things. So probably moving forward, I'm not even going to do this whole like bullet point list thing. I'm just going to stick to a topic and fly with it and do whatever the fuck I want, you know? And I might not even do like just talking. It might not be topics. There's all kind of stuff that I want to do. I'm probably going to be doing some little slice of life kind of traveling stuff. I want to try cooking some things, especially baking. I've been getting a lot of like fucking burnt butter, miso, sage, gochujang, parmesan, kind of whatever the buzzword recipes on Instagram Reels. And there's one account in particular which I really want to try making some stuff from. It's called Obsessed with Cashews, I think. Oh, she makes the best stuff. Look, she makes these donut loaves that I really want to try making. Oh my God, that looks amazing. So that, or like, I want to try making some brownies or blondies. I've been seeing brookies everywhere, that kind of stuff. And also just regular cooking. But it is going to be a lot of just like rambling about random shit. I made a document, a Google, or like a note in my notes app, in my iPhone notes app, about random ideas I've got that I want to try out. And it's like really extensive, just because this is what I talk about to myself in my own head anyway. So even just the notes about like the kind of vlogs that I want to make is already like really detailed, because it's just sort of a stream of consciousness thing of me like going through the motions, you know, in my head. Talking about how I talk too much. That's a good one. You know, why do I have so much to say? I'm going to go in depth with these, but primarily I just wanted to sort of talk about why I got this camera in the first place. And I think it is mainly those things. It's like I have really bad body image issues. I sort of struggle with looking at myself and presenting myself in like a format that isn't perfectly curated to what I want the world to see, like a selfie would be. You know, like when you take a selfie, you can take 100,000 of them and then pick the 2 or 3 best ones. And you're like, ha, I like how I look in this. Even though it's kind of weird to me, it feels like I'm being almost deceptive. That might be ridiculous. I don't know, because as I said earlier, from what I understand, people think that I look the same in either my selfies or in real life. But I'm just so, to me, it's so different because I've gotten so used to seeing like the inverted image in the mirror and in selfies that can't I can't comprehend the idea of like this flipped image that I see in videos and in pictures that other people take of me. I can't comprehend that being like what everyone else sees because it's so different to what I see, like in the mirror, you know, or in selfies. And I think it's very challenging to circumvent that and force myself to look at my own actual, like realistic, in I guess inverted image. Or well, no, the inverted one would be the selfies. So that's definitely one big thing I wanted to address. The other one is the fact that I'm absolutely addicted to my phone. And this is
Okay, pause for a second because right there on my phone wallpaper is my dog Maui, and I just wanted to show a few pictures of her because I love her and she's the best.
I kind of downplayed it earlier, but this is probably the biggest one. I'm really starting to get very anxious about it, like very, very anxious about it. I notice myself sort of lying in bed, scrolling meaninglessly through reels, or luckily not TikTok. I got rid of TikTok in November of last year because I couldn't handle it anymore. It was completely taking over my life. And I was, once again, as I just said, it's starting to happen now. I was getting really anxious. I was losing sleep. I was getting headaches all the time. I wasn't getting any work done. I wasn't being creative. I should mention I'm an artist, I'm a musician, I'm a producer, an engineer, and I guess songwriter in training. It feels weird to say that because I've only written like 3 songs, but I'm an artist and I want to be creative. And I don't really know. This is just my own hypothesis. I think that my phone is ruining my creativity. I don't know if that's true. It might not be, but I don't know. I think it might just be placebo from how good I feel when I stop using my phone. But I think when I stop using my phone, I do end up being more creative. And yeah, it was getting really bad in November, so I deleted TikTok. But now I think it's starting to come back, and that sucks because during those few months where I left TikTok and kind of just stopped using my phone mostly, I redirected my energy towards much better stuff. As I said, I was more creative. I wrote what I still think is probably my best song. I started reading again, which is amazing, by the way. I love reading. I love books. I studied literature in university. I'm a literature major. I have a bachelor's degree in literature and I don't read. This is the worst part about this. Like I guess my serotonin levels are so high, or my dopamine, or whatever the fuck it is that this creates. They're shot through the roof to the point where nothing keeps me engaged if it isn't like coming from my phone, like in a short format. Ugh, I don't know. It's impossible to deal with. But I do love reading, and I had stopped reading for so long because, well, one, because I was using my phone all the time, but also because I think I was in uni studying literature, so I was already reading a lot of like required reading for that, and I think that in my head I justified that as, oh, I don't need to read like for pleasure. I don't need to read separately from it. I really should have been. In November I left TikTok and stopped using my phone so much, and I started reading again, and it was amazing. I read so many books. I read 2 Clarice Lispector books. My sink is peeing. What the fuck? That was weird. I read 2 Clarice Lispector books. What did I read? Let's explore. I read Pale Fire by Nabokov. I read these 2 Clarice Lispector books. I read Misery, which is down here. I read Misery. I read Crime and Punishment. It's not here because I think I left it in Madrid. I read something else. And I was having a great time. Yeah, I was reading all kinds of stuff, and it was amazing. Hang on. I'm gonna start putting some dishes away. I need to do chores. And I figured out that this, like, inside of this cupboard is like a really great place to put this camera. Let me see if I can figure it out. Like this, maybe? Like that. I just hope that, like, the gain on this microphone is fine. But yeah, I started reading again after I left. One sec, actually. I'm gonna put this underneath it again just to tilt it up a little bit. I don't know if that works. Ooh, that's too much. Is there anything I can put that would tilt it less? Ah! How about the Communist Manifesto? Oh! Let's try that. Maybe just on the lens. I'm figuring this out at the same pace as you guys. I had a great time reading, and I wasn't just reading. I was also going to sleep at a better time. I was playing some video games again, which might seem like a waste of time, but to me that's honestly a good thing because I love video games, and I hadn't really devoted any time to doing that in a long time. I started playing Skyward Sword, the remastered version on the Switch, the HD version, and that was great. I was really getting into that. Maybe I shouldn't be making a bunch of noise with these dishes like while I do this, but I have no idea. I'm new to this. I'm learning. Yeah, but I was going to bed earlier as well, which is like an amazing thing. There was a period of about a week a few months ago where I was waking up at 6 in the morning, like 6:30 or something. It was fantastic. Like, I never thought that I would be that kind of person. But I was for like a week and I loved it. I don't know where this goes. You know, it was amazing. I would wake up and I'd get like 5 things done because I'm more productive in the morning apparently. I'd like wake up, I'd like go outside, I would go to the shop really quickly, then I'd come back home and I'd journal because I love writing as well. And then I'd do like some work, or like I'd apply to some jobs, or I'd go out early to the studio to go mix or to write some music or whatever. And then when I was done with all that stuff, usually that's the point of the day where when I'm waking up at a normal time, well, normal for me, when I'm waking up at a normal time, it's almost like, it's like dark already at that point, right? But then I like look at my watch or whatever, and it's only like 12 or like 1 o'clock. It's amazing. There's still a whole day ahead of me. And yeah, I want to get back to doing that. So I guess this, hopefully, if this is something that can keep me engaged outside of using my phone, like it's an activity that I can rely on, then hopefully it'll also keep me on track with like all this other stuff. It'll keep me waking up at a better time, and I'm being so hopeful here. Maybe it'll help me start reading again. One of the things I plan to do, it might be the next thing I do actually, is to, there's a little bookshop close to where my postgrad is that does the like mystery book thing where they like wrap a bunch of books on a display at the front of their shop in like brown paper, and they call it like blind date with a book, I think is what they call it. And they describe what it is briefly. They say like a brief little tiny plot and like some words that describe the feeling of the book, like romantic, dark, gothic, sci-fi, thriller, whatever. And I thought that element of mystery maybe might be a good thing to get me back into reading. But I have also gotten my own books recently, like not my own books as in they're not mysteries. I've gotten some recently that I could also try out. Let me put away some cutlery. So yeah, I might just go with one of those instead. I don't know, but I really do want to try this blind date with a book thing. I'm just like scared that I won't like it, but that's okay. It's fine if I don't. I'm allowed to not like it. If I don't go for one of those, I've also got The Years by Annie Ernaux, which I got recently, and I really want to read that. Got Stoner by John Williams, which I really want to read as well. And loads of other options. I'll talk about that more in another one. Is this lighting better? Maybe. I probably should have put more thought into what the lighting would be like inside of a cupboard looking out. That whole section might have just been like pointless. This looks slightly better, but also not great. How about, what if I change it up a bit instead? Well, now you can see all of me, or most of me. I don't know how I feel about that, actually. I'm really just trying out a bunch of new stuff, you know, none of this might work. One sec. I'm back on the sofa now. I don't know what these videos are gonna end up turning out like by the end. As in, I don't know if I'm gonna, like, I don't have an editor or anything, and I personally haven't really edited videos before, so I guess it'll be a new experience for me as well, a new skill that I'm gonna try and learn. I guess I'm gonna get like DaVinci Resolve or whatever. I don't know, I really don't know what my end goal is with this whole thing. Honestly, just from filming this for like the past 20 minutes, I can tell that I do enjoy this because I really love talking. I love talking, I love venting and rambling. And if this is gonna be like an unlimited outlet for that, I think that's a really great thing for me personally. So on my end, I'm quite happy to do this and sort of produce silly content that I'm interested in. I don't know if it will have any kind of appeal to anyone. I don't know if anyone is interested in this. If you are, I'm very grateful. But I think for now, this is something I just really need to do for myself. You know, some people kind of like, they go out on wild adventures. They do wild.
I'm gonna do wild.
What?
Or they go like bungee jumping, or they move to a new country or whatever. I do not have the facilities for that right now. And also, I'm just really comfortable here. I live in London and I'm having a good time, even though it's completely unaffordable and I have no money. Oh yeah, by the way, no money. Maybe that's another reason. On my end, this is very much something that I think I'm gonna enjoy if I actually keep it up, if I'm actually consistent with it. You know, I wanna be the type of, I don't think I'm gonna be like filming outdoors, as in like on the street or in shops or anything. I don't want to be one of those people that kind of brings a whole camera setup and ring light into a restaurant and like sits down. But I might just take it around, film some stuff that I like. There's lots of wildlife around London that I think is really cute. That's not to say I won't do like traveling stuff if I do end up traveling. I think seeing how transitory this period in my life is right now, I might end up somewhere completely unexpected. I have been looking into those kind of volunteer work opportunities where you end up in some place where they house you and give you food in exchange for work or volunteering or whatever, and you just have to pay for the way there. Like with World Packers, and there's another one called Air something. I might want to do one of those, and obviously if I do that, I think I'll probably film the experience just to make it more palatable, and I'll feel like I have a friend in myself, maybe. This is just like a really random side quest, but I'll keep going. I hope. I'll see what I can do with it. I think the next thing I do will be like, I'm going to talk a bit more about my phone addiction and the depths to which I'm dependent on my phone and how I want to get rid of it and destroy it forever with my mind and then get back into reading. So I'm probably going to do that like blind date with a book thing. Hopefully. That sounds really fun. I'm actually quite excited for that. I just hope I get something interesting and kind of up my alley, because it's not like I have a very picky taste, but I do know what I like in books. So yeah. Also, by the way, I mean, I'm not right now because I have no time, and I kind of thought I didn't want to start again because I didn't know what was happening for the next few months. But I will start up again at some point, streaming on Twitch. That was another thing that I did kind of like just before I left TikTok and I started reading again. One of the things I started doing was streaming on Twitch. I was streaming video games because I was playing a bunch of Hollow Knight and Silksong because it was around that time. That was really fun, and I definitely want to start it up again soon because I am an affiliate. I actually got to affiliate during that time, so I can like get subs and stuff, and it's really fun. I enjoy doing it, but I just haven't had the time because my schedule's been so crazy. But I'm gonna start doing it again, and I'll link that in the description, I guess. It feels weird to be the one saying that and not hearing it from like other YouTubers. I really grew up on YouTube, so like I've got so many expressions just ingrained into my head that feel totally natural to say, even though I've never said them before and they haven't pertained to me. You know, like liking, commenting, and subscribing, and linking things in the description, and attaching a Patreon and whatever. But I guess I will link that in the description, my Twitch channel, where I do games. Like, I'm not gonna front. It's not this type of thing where I'm just like talking. I mean, I talk sometimes, but it is mostly games. I like video games, so I'm gonna be streaming a lot of that. When I start it up again, I want to play Resident Evil, and I want to play Subnautica 2. Now that it's come out, it came out yesterday. I want to do Silent Hill. I want to play Horizon Forbidden West because I loved Zero Dawn and I still haven't played Forbidden West. I want to play Bioshock and Half-Life, and I want to do the entire Dark Souls series for the first time because I haven't played those games before. I mean, I technically played Dark Souls 3, but that was like ages ago on my PS4, and I didn't really understand Souls games. I hadn't played any before then. And I kind of picked it up and then put it down, and I was like, I don't really understand what's happening here. And I think I ended up selling that copy. So I want to do the whole series of that. I want to do like a Dark Souls marathon, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, so that's Twitch. I'll do that, I guess, as well. Hopefully that goes well. But I guess that's the introductory thing out of the way, and hopefully some of you will be interested in continuing to be here for a while. If not, that's also fine. I'm still going to be talking shit. Nice to meet you.